everybody that has been affected by a devastation in their lives, whether a personal experience or a natural disaster. I think we are all exposed as humans to experience situations like these. When one truly discovers what we are made of, and when all the materialistic possessions are gone, what remains is your true essence. My work is spontaneous and intuitive. It's an urgent expression of love, life, or lament. Triggered either by a personal experience or a world event, my works reflect who I am at the time and convey a particular feeling, a tear or a laugh. This series of paintings consists of mixed media: sand, seeds, paper, wire, metals, gesso, oils, acrylics, resins, textiles, and basically anything that crosses my path. It could be something that I'm walking in the park and I might stumble into a piece of wire or some leaves that made me stop and look at them and give them my attention. They could become a very meaningful part of my painting. Some of these paintings contain pieces of fabric, from a very fine piece of fabric to a very inexpensive African cotton, bits of burlap, many things. As I combined these materials, my way of using it was a way to represent how a calamity such as Katrina or any other devastating event really crosses over. It doesn't matter if you are made of something fine and elegant or something so simple like a piece of metal or a cotton burlap or whatever. It will affect you no matter what. It'll come and it'll happen. So this is really a true test of character. It's a time when one truly discovers what we are made of. As I begin, there is no predetermined choice of color or media. After the initial application of paint, the search continues as I react to each application, whether with more paint or the addition of textiles or other materials. I conclude my journey only when the final action no longer suggests another. This painting is called Ahora te veo, which it means now I see you. It's a great example of a mixed media. I have all kinds of things in it: gesso, sand, resin, metals, leaves, oils, acrylics, stains, all kinds of things. And also a piece of canvas laying on top of a canvas. As I started working on this painting without knowing it, I was layering all these elements, and it's almost like our character, how all these layers make you who you are. From a very young age, the way your mom takes care of you, the word of encouragement of a teacher, whatever, throughout life, you have all these layers. And it's almost like, when you plant something, you have to put it deep in the ground, and then you have to put the dirt, and then the great effort that seed is going to make to break through the darkness of the ground and make it come out, and is searching for the sun and the heat and all the rest of the elements of nature to be able to grow. And it's like life. Sometimes you do something, you never know what's going to happen. And years later, you come back and you see evidence of that good deed. And that is totally amazing to me, how somebody can stop and give you a word of encouragement. And many years later, even if you don't know it, that might have made a huge difference in the life of that person. As I was starting to analyze my textures and see what else am I going to do, what direction am I going to take with this painting, it's almost like I was transported to a different world, and this movie started playing in my head. I saw the debris all over the place from the Katrina, specifically talking about this terrible disaster. And I saw these streets because these were the images we were seeing on TV 24/7. So I saw this little girl, she must have been 8 or 9. She's walking in the middle of the road, and it's a long and narrow road. She's not moving her eyes, and so she definitely has a target that she's aiming towards. And she's walking and she's holding on to 2 items. She has a piece of fabric. Perhaps it's a piece of her security blanket that she has had since she was a baby. And in the other hand, she was holding a jewel, perhaps something that was given by her grandmother. And you feel this wind coming through her eyes and through her face and touching her skin and moving her hair. And she's walking with such determination. And then you see the sky. It's still very cloudy, but yet there's this cloud that starts moving and you see the ray of sunshine coming through. And that is the hope that this girl will have a wonderful future. Not only because she has survived, but because she has the determination that nothing's going to stop her. This painting, I'm not made of steel, nor of cardboard. Neither of steel or cardboard, but of flesh and bones, of heart and soul, of tears and laughter. As I was describing the previous painting, the story of this little girl, it was a very personal story because I could relate to her in many, many ways. So this title of this painting is not just a title, it's a philosophy. It really encompasses a lot of my own person. When you analyze the painting and you see all these textures and all these scars and all these marks and all this layering, it really allows me to show the history of someone's life. Perhaps my life, perhaps your life.
No estoy hecha de hierro, pero tampoco